If you're running a small business, you've probably got a million things on your plate. And cybersecurity? Well, it might feel like a problem for the big corporations, right? But today, we're going to build a simple, essential defense plan to protect everything you've worked so hard for. So, let's dive in.
First things first, I want you to ask yourself this question. Do you think your business is too small to be a target? It's a really common thought, but honestly, it's a dangerous one. Because here's the stone-cold reality. Cybercriminals aren't just looking for the biggest prize, they're looking for the easiest target. And the thing you've got to remember is, if your defenses are weak, your size just doesn't matter. You are absolutely on their radar.
So let's just accept that as our starting point. You are a target. Now let's talk about the threats, and we'll start with one of the most common and, frankly, terrifying ones out there.
Yeah, it's called ransomware, and it is just as nasty as it sounds. I mean, picture this. One of your employees gets an email, clicks a bad link, and bam, suddenly every file, every customer record, everything you need to run your business is locked up tight. And then the attackers demand money to give you the key. It is literally a digital hostage situation, and it can cripple a small business overnight.
Okay, that sounds pretty scary, I know. But here is the good news. You are not powerless here, not by a long shot. There's actually a really simple 5-step defense plan we can build, and it's based on a proven framework.
This is it, the NIST Cybersecurity Framework. Now don't let the official-sounding name fool you. This is basically just a common-sense roadmap that businesses of all sizes use. Identify, protect, detect, respond, and recover. 5 simple steps. We're going to walk through this together, and it's going to be your guide to getting secure.
All right, let's get to work. We're going to start with the first 2 steps, identify and protect. Think of this as laying the foundation. This is all about proactive defense, building your walls before an attack ever comes. So, step 1 is to identify. And this is such a simple idea, but it's so powerful. You can't protect what you don't know you have. So your first job is to just make a basic inventory. What laptops and phones are you using? What software is running on them? And, this is the big one, what critical data are you storing? Just writing it all down is a huge first step. Okay, now for step 2, protect. Once you know what you've got, you can actually start building your defenses. And we're going to begin with the single most common point of failure in almost any business.
You guessed it, passwords. I mean, just look at the difference here. It's night and day, right? A weak password like password123 can be cracked by a computer in seconds. Seconds. But a strong one, long, with a mix of characters, is exponentially harder to break. This is absolutely non-negotiable.
And hey, you want to make your strong passwords basically bulletproof? You add this, multi-factor authentication, or MFA for short. Think of it like needing 2 different keys to open a door. Even if a bad guy somehow steals your password, they can't get in without that second key, which is usually just a temporary code sent right to your phone. It's a game changer.
Now, beyond passwords, there are a few other core habits you need to build. First, set your software to update automatically. Those updates contain critical security patches. Second, back up your important files somewhere that isn't connected to your network. And finally, and this one is so important, train your people. Your team is your first and often your last line of defense.
And you know, here's something that gets overlooked all the time. Your amazing digital fortress is completely useless if someone can just walk into your office and steal a laptop. It's basic, but think about it. Are sensitive files locked up? Are your devices physically secure? It all matters.
Okay, so we've built our fortress, we've got strong walls. But what if an attacker still gets through? Now we move to the final 3 steps: detect, respond, and recover. This is all about having a plan for that worst-case scenario.
Because let's be real, in a crisis, panic is your worst enemy. It is not a plan, but a clear, written-down procedure, that's your best friend. It turns chaos into a series of steps you can actually follow.
So what does that plan look like? What do you do in those first critical moments? Number 1, disconnect the infected machine from the network. Immediately, you have to stop the bleeding. Number 2, report the attack to law enforcement. And number 3, start your recovery plan. This is where those offline backups we talked about become your absolute lifeline.
Now we have to talk about the question every business owner dreads during a ransomware attack. The criminals are demanding thousands of dollars. Do you pay it? Well, the official guidance from law enforcement is clear. They do not recommend paying. And here's why. There is absolutely no guarantee you'll get your data back. You might just be funding their next attack on someone else. This is why having those offline backups is so critical. It gives you an alternative. It gives you leverage.
Finally, after the immediate crisis is over, the work continues. You've got to repair and restore your systems, you need to communicate clearly with your employees and your customers, and, this part is key, you have to learn from what happened to make your security plan even stronger for the future.
Whew, okay, we've covered a lot of ground, from building your fortress to handling a full-blown crisis. So let's wrap all this up with one final, really empowering idea.
So, if you remember just one thing from all this, let it be this. Good cybersecurity isn't some massive, overwhelming, one-time project. It's not. It's about doing the simple things consistently. It's a process, not a project.
And that brings us to the end. I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. What is the one small step, just one, that you will take today to make your business more secure? Will it be creating a strong password for your email, turning on MFA? Whatever it is, taking that first step, well, that's how you begin.